Hello LEGO fans, in this video I will show you how to bring color of old yellowish bricks back to normal. Some people call it bleaching, others call it brightening, but officially this process called retro bright. LEGO pieces gray, transparent and especially the white color ones become yellowish in vintage sets. This happens because of the reaction between ultraviolet, air and plastic. There are many different ways of how to bring plastic back to its normal color, but I will show you the way that leads to the best possible result. Precaution: this procedure is not cheap and might be dangerous. Do not leave this process without your attendants, especially if you have kids or pets at home. This video is oriented on the adult responsible audience. To be prepared and protected, first we need to have following items: rubber gloves, white eyewear and the mask with a filter. The most important ingredient in this process is a 30% hydrogen peroxide. Contains 70% of water and 30% of H2O2. Based on multiple experiments, the best hydrogen peroxide solution is 20%, but since there is no such mix on the market, we will make it ourselves, pouring needed amount of water into a 30% solution. Before doing that, we will need to get familiar with H2O2. What do we need to know about hydrogen peroxide? It may intensify fire, keep it away from flammable spots and items. It is an oxidizer, harmful if swallowed. It causes serious eye damage, also may cause respiratory irritation. Keep it away from heat. Avoid breathing gas, mist, spray. Wash skin thoroughly after handling. Use only outdoors or in a well-ventilated area. Store it in a cool, dry place. The main idea of our procedure is to place yellowish plastic into our solution and keep it under the UV rays. But the best possible result of retrobrighting is only possible when ultraviolet light hits an object from all sides. For this reason we are going to build a special reflective chamber for our procedure. To create the chamber we will need to have a flat mirror, a china box sold in U-Haul or any moving companies, aluminum foil, an ultraviolet bulb, in my case it is UV 365 nanometers, 36 watts, a light holder switch. I bought an LS Photo Studio Pro S803M, a piece of flat glass that fits into the china box, several glass food containers, a glass measurement cup with milliliter division, scales that measure in kilos, few bottles to mix our solution, tape, glue and cutter blade. Let's start with the box. A box has folding sides. Cut them away from one side of the box. Make all cuts even, because our box should stay tight on the floor on its edges. On the other side of the box we need to cut flipping ends, but 2 inches lower the folding line. Now we need to take those 4 pieces we cut off in the beginning and glue them from all sides to that 2-inch area of the second piece we cut off. Place sticky tape on the corners. cap to our chamber. Now we need to make a hole in the center of our chamber cap, big enough to place through a screw base of our bulb. Glue all the folding sides tight together. Next step, we need to glue aluminum foil all over the inner side of our chamber and its cap, making a reflective surface. Do not touch the UV bulb with bare hands. Use gloves for it. Do not look at the UV light, cause it might hurt your eyes. Now it's time to make our 20% H2O2 solution, but be careful when opening the hydrogen peroxide. Open it slowly, it might be a pressure inside. First we need to figure out how much solution do we need. Take all your bricks you want to retrobrite and place them into a glass container. And remember, few pieces in a container, better result you will get. When you place too many pieces in one container, they will block the ultraviolet rays from each other. Place as many bricks as necessary for the light to get through between them. Measure the capacity of each container. You can use a measurement cup to figure it out. Calculate the total capacity of all containers. In my case it is 1 liter. There is a formula of how to make a solution. In my case we need to have a 1 liter of 20% solution from 30% H2O2. Based on formula, we take needed percentage of solution, in our case it is 20%, multiplies on needed amount of solution in milliliters. In our case it is 1 liter, that equals to 1000 milliliters. Then divide it on the given percentage of H2O2. In our case it is 30% solution. So 20 multiplies 1000 divided on 30 equals 666 grams. In chemistry, hydrogen peroxide measures in grams, not in milliliters. This is why we need scales. Take 1 liter bottle, place a bottle on scale, drop scale to 0 and pour 666 grams of our 30% H2O2 in there. And the rest of the space on the bottle fill with a filtered or distilled water. Now we have a needed 20% solution. Before the retrobrite procedure, I would recommend to wash and clean your Lego pieces. I do it with an electronic toothbrush and antibacterial soap. Dry them with a hair dryer and be careful, they might fly away while drying process. As soon as I know the imprinted bricks are fine to be placed in H2O2, if you have stickers on them, it is better to remove them before the procedure or to stick a transparent tape over decals. To remove decals, I usually use a tiny needle, gently peeling them away. I have never tried to put bricks with stickers on them into peroxide. Because of air bubbles appearing on brick surface, they might float up, which might affect the result in a bad way. There is a tip for it. Find a transparent plastic, for example a folder or a binder, and cut several rectangular pieces that would fit in your containers. Make several holes in them. Place glass containers all together with bricks on the mirror. Fill each container with our 20% solution. Shake bricks with a stick to let the air bubbles to come out. Place our transparent rectangles into the solution covering our bricks. You might have to place some heavy and transparent weights on them to prevent them from floating. And now finally cover the containers with flat glass. It is needed to reduce evaporation from our solution. Cover everything with a chamber and turn on the UV light. So we need to keep our bricks under the UV light for 24 hours. Since the light is hitting the box, I wouldn't recommend to leave it unattended. I also do not recommend going to sleep while UV light is on. The best way is to turn it on in the morning and turn it off in the evening 12 hours later. Then repeat the procedure the next day. Make sure that your pets or kids are not playing around the chamber. After procedure is over, you can save the solution, placing it back to a bottle through a funnel or just dump it into the sink. As a result, we get perfectly restored bricks, which we need to rinse them well and dry before using them. The Retro-Bright works great with white, grey and transparent bricks, but I bet it works fine with any other colors. This process is good not only for Lego pieces but for any plastic that you can fit into the chamber. As I mentioned before, this process is pretty complicated and expensive, but it is the best possible way to bring back the original color to your Lego bricks. All other procedures you might find online are effective too, but not as good as this method. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you have any questions, you can leave them in the comments. It was Dudley Jones and the Lego Lounge channel. Please subscribe, join our group on Facebook. Good luck with your retro-brighting and have a wonderful day. Bye bye.